Hey guys, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from MarkwoodAdventures.com.
And together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. Welcome back once again. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And it's
still
not
cold.
surprising. It's another cold day in the shop with windows open and the stove a-burning and warming our butts.
Did you close the window?
I probably could now.
I don't think we're going to die.
So you talk, I'll close the window.
Excellent.
We'll leave one open.
How you guys doing? Here's what we're smoking today. It's in this box. This is Baren Tobacco Cube Silver. This has been unstickied
I've smoked it.
and open. Have you smoked this?
Yes. Dude, you don't send me tobacco that I like and then expect me not to smoke it.
Maybe.
I'll wait to try stuff I've never tried before to smoke it with you, but there's no reason for me to wait. So what does that smell like to you?
Apricots.
Yeah, probably right. Or, what was the other one? Yeah, apricots. The other one was,
Passion fruit.
no. It starts with a P, though.
Plums.
No, it's the red one with little seeds
Kumquats.
on the inside and the
Pomegranates.
pomegranate. That was the founding fathers.
Really?
The pomegranate flavor.
You know what I don't like about...
This is Cube, which I like. This is Cube Silver. Boy received for Christmas from his Secret Santa some of the Cube Bronze, which
Yeah,
I don't know if we even smoked that yet or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I like this, and so we're smoking it.
2 facts about pomegranates. First fact.
Grown by the founding fathers.
Pomegranate juice uses the outside of the pomegranate, which is why it tastes like outside of a fruit. It tastes terrible. I don't like pomegranate juice.
What do you mean it uses the outside?
They throw the whole stinking
so the pith then, all the pith.
whole thing. That's right.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Don't want anyone to pith in my juice. Second fun fact.
That should have been one of our family rules.
Don't
pith
in my juice. Second pomegranate fun fact.
Markwood Men's Breakfast Club rules.
rules of juice. Second fun fact. Pomegranates, the easiest way if you get a pomegranate to de-seed a pomegranate. Cut it in half. Take the half. Take a wooden spoon or some sort of other malady device and beat the crap out of it.
It doesn't pop the little...
Nope, the seed just comes popping right out.
Use
It's all you just go...
Underwater?
I don't think it matters.
I've seen it
goes
underwater.
They're done. It's loose. My wife used to try to manually, use a spoon and take it out that way. Nope, it takes like 6 seconds and it's done. It's awesome. If you like pomegranates. I don't know why I keep trying to use the lighter, bro. Because the lighter in here, even though it's halfway full, and it's a big lighter, it just, I don't know, it doesn't have the heart.
It's a big.
It doesn't have the heart to pull through. See, I don't know.
So this episode's all on you, boy.
What?
Yeah. Now, I'll talk a little bit about my upcoming travels.
I just was getting ready to jump right into it.
So this week, I happen to be in Orlando.
Yeah.
Doing some training, and it's one of those situations where I don't have a minute to spare. But this coming Sunday, I will be in Houston, arriving in the evening, and first order of business is to head over to one of the what is it called?
Which coming Sunday?
They're watching this on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
It'll be that coming Sunday.
They're coming Sunday or
March 1st.
Our coming Sunday?
March 1st.
Cool.
March 1st. We're gonna go to Lupe Tortilla, and that's a chain that probably has like 10 or 11 locations in Houston. And there, I'm going to be meeting Kyle, Ghostly Smoker, and maybe a few other people from the YouTube pipe community. So if
Thanks
you're,
to Kyle for including us in his list video.
yeah, his video. No, it was his list of video
types.
Really cool video. If you haven't seen that, he was thinking about what are all the different types of videos that you see YouTube pipe community folks putting out, and he came up with a list of a dozen or so, and then a few other people added on to that list. It was really a cool idea.
Yep.
So yeah, so Kyle is meeting me. We're going to go to Lupe Tortilla. Anybody who's in that area, feel free to join us. How about you contact Kyle about that? Because I'm going to be traveling between now and then.
Yeah.
And so probably not the best guy to communicate with on that.
No.
But it'll be Sunday evening, March 1st.
Cool.
Go. Lupe Tortilla has got some amazing fajitas.
Fajitas.
So if you're not subscribed to me on Instagram, at Aristocob, you'll be seeing...
Subscribe to @Aristocob so you can see pictures of food you're not eating.
Aristogrub, as somebody called it.
What was life like before Instagram?
I used to have to actually hand flip my phone so they could see the pictures of what I ate. And then before that, I had to, take my film to be processed to show people what I ate.
And then before that, you had to actually invite the people to eat the meal with you.
With me, yeah.
Gosh, thank goodness we don't have to do that anymore. What a chore.
I just invited people to join us at
What a
Lupe
chore
Tortilla.
that was. What a chore that used to be.
You can come and you can take pictures with your own phone of the food I'm eating.
But however, will they share it?
Instagram, tag me at or at
Hollywood Homer. I'm going to make the Hollywood Homer Instagram account. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Make a note.
I'll be right back here at your show for a minute.
Oh, my.
I got to make sure no one takes this.
Hollywood Homer. I don't know if you're on Instagram or not, but if you aren't, you should be. It's been called Twitter for illiterates, but you know what? I like it. You look at half the tweets that are worth seeing anymore, they're people that are sharing pictures anyway, so you might as well just start with a picture, say something about it, and let's just go on about our business. What?
I don't know. Have you ever used Twitter?
Yes, I actually have a Twitter account at
That's
Aristocob.
That's not the same thing. Those are not synonymous. Having used and having an account. Not the same thing. Just one moment while I sign up.
So I will tell you about something that, if it hasn't already been announced, will be announced very soon, and that is I'm having a bit of a throwdown with somebody on YouTube.
Oh?
Yeah. So if you haven't caught on to this, you should go check out the Aristocob channel and or the Mr. Tool Hunter channel. Mr. Tool Hunter is my channel where I'm in my shop and using some tools. And that will definitely be, might even make it over to Wood Wishes. You never know.
What?
Yeah, oh yeah. And it's something maybe you can get in on as well. But at the time of this recording, I can't share it with you, and I'm hoping, though, by the time you watch this, that that news will have been shared. If not, tweet about it.
Hollywood Homer already exists. Do you own Hollywood Homer?
Tom probably does.
Oh, man.
Is he
I
tweeting?
can't sign up. I don't know. I can't sign up. Oh, that's awesome. I'll look later. You should look at Hollywood Homer. So,
Okay. Oh, why Hollywood Homer?
here you go. You go on that. Let me see.
Ricardo Santilla was interviewed recently in pipesmagazine.com on their website, and they did a great interview with him, and he talked about a number of things, a little bit about his evolution and how he designed the pipes that he sells, and mostly it's about the finish, and then he mentioned me, and someone else as well, because early on, about 2 years before he ever even started offering pipes for sale, he started emailing me. Now, what's funny is I didn't put two and two together, because I get a lot of questions from people asking, hey, what kind of glue does Missouri Meerschaum use to glue the shanks into the bowls, and what kind of finish do they use, and so on.
Hollywood Homer is a labradoodle.
Then I say we commandeer the hashtag Hollywood Homer.
Oh, that's here. There's Hollywood Homer.
They can't see that. Tilt it.
Good enough.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a good looking labradoodle. Anyway, Ricardo had been contacting me, and when he finally got to the point where he was interested in getting my opinion of a pipe, he sent a couple pipes to me to look at, and I looked back in my inbox to see, had I communicated with Ricardo before. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, we've been talking for 2 years, answering question after question after question about corncob pipe production and potential for sale of higher quality and so on. And so he mentioned a little bit about that evolution. Well, of course, our buddy, the diabetic man, Tom, saw that article and said,
it goes back further than that, though.
Well, go ahead and tell them what he said about being mentioned in the article.
Tom's been making fun of Dad for I don't know, the 2 years since we've known him, because because of his videos and his Aristocop videos. He always mentions Scott here from Aristocop.com. So it started with making fun of, hey, do you have a website? You should get a website. And then I think it was the video on Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club where
oh gosh, no! First Christmas Advent, where I made a comment about hitting a certain threshold or something.
Yeah, where
there was Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club, it hit a certain.
It was a humble brag. It was a humble brag, a full on humble brag. You said, hey, I'm so excited. Thank you to all the subscribers. Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club has finally hit 500 or 400, 300 viewer or subscribers, and that's just so exciting.
It's thrilling.
And
it's thrilling.
Yeah. And
we don't do this just so we can watch these, right?
Right.
We do this with the intent of this becoming infectious and people enjoying it.
Right.
So it's exciting when people actually subscribe to your channel.
That's right. And so it's I'm so excited, so happy that everyone has subscribed. And it's so much better than my Aristocop channel. It has like 3,000 subscribers, but only gets 700 views a video, and we're getting 300 views, 200 views a video on the Mark Woodman's Breakfast Club. So I'm just so excited that there's more subscriber involvement. I just looked at him. What a humble brag! Oh, I'm really excited to be here where we're getting 300 views a video. It's so much better than my other channel, which has 3,000 subscribers and 700 views within the first 24 hours, because the percentages are better over here. So Tom started making fun of him about that.
Tom,
like Homer's so Hollywood.
Open the breach, Tom. I'm about to give you some more ammunition. I still feel that way. I still feel. Over at the Aristocop channel, I'm talking about pipes manufactured by another manufacturer. I don't make these pipes. This isn't me. People will stumble across that when they're looking for Missouri Meerschaum, when they're searching for corncob pipes, right? Here, they stumble upon us when they're looking for a new water heater. Much more organic.
That's right.
I love you guys. I used to be able to say I love you gals, but the gals aren't watching this anymore. I don't know what we did to offend them, but stay away.
So, anyway, the last time I talked to Tom, he was talking about this article and said yeah,
Hollywood be insufferable or something.
Yeah, don't you tell Hollywood he's going to get a big head. Let's talk about vaping.
Let's do. That's a good topic.
Good transition. It's been a while since we've talked about vaping.
Since I'm in Florida this week, vaping in my hotel room.
Oh, yeah. Be careful with that because you can get in trouble doing that. A lot of hotels are now instituting no vaping policies. They're bundling it in with their no smoking policies. And they are, the danger is that a lot of smoke detectors are actually particle detectors.
Mm.
And so there's a beam of light when it breaks. That's when it's set off. So vapor will set those off. Same is true with airplanes.
Right.
All of the smoke detectors in airplanes, by and large, are particle detectors.
So you go into the airplane restroom.
Vape in the bathroom, it's going to set off an alarm.
Yeah.
Don't do that. So yeah, you've got to be careful with that. A lot of college dorms, same deal. A lot of high-rise kind of multi-level living arrangements have the same sort of thing because it's more consistent. They're going to find things that aren't just fire smoke. So yeah, but that said, vape in your bathroom, vape in your. There's actually a term for vaping in the bathroom. They call it vooping.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
I like to get under the covers. And
The voop? That's disgusting.
Put all the bellows over me, and then I voop into the ice bag.
No. There was a episode of I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant once to that show, where usually young girls have no idea that they're pregnant, and all of a sudden, they just put on some mysterious weight, and their body's doing all sorts of weird things, and then all of a sudden, out comes a baby. Yeah. And one of the episodes, this girl thought that she was constipated, and
a lot of them. That's how it happens.
She had tried to go to the bathroom, tried to go, nothing happened, and so they have the person that happened to narrating, and then it's being reenacted on the screen poorly, and so she says, so I was so tired of trying to go to the bathroom, and I felt like I needed to still poop, but I just didn't want to sit there on the toilet anymore, so I went back to bed and I just put a towel down. Like, wow. Who decides that as a solution?
Voopers.
Yeah, apparently.
Voopers everywhere.
All right,
stack of towels.
So we haven't talked about it in a while. If you're interested in vaping, and I recommend going back and checking out some of our previous videos. We've talked about the FDA and some of the regulations that might be coming down the pipeline.
On the Aristocob channel, I've talked about a couple e-cigs that I like. Here we've talked about some mods that Seth likes, and that I've recently purchased a mod. It's not here yet, but I'll have it with me next week, hopefully.
I'm this close to posting an instructional how-to video on how to make your own coils.
Yeah, right.
And the reason why,
tell that
two things.
Skeletal pipe.
First, I have made such a video, and it was terrible. And it was too long. It was going to take too long. I couldn't edit it down. So I didn't like it. So I scrapped that. The reason why I do have one coming, I've ordered a piece from Fast Tech that I recommend anyone that wants to build their own coils buy. It's something that makes them just dummy-proof and super easy to do. I've ordered that, but there's an embargo or trade negotiations in Hong Kong where my shipment is. So who knows how long?
Hong Kong, or is it in Long Beach?
It's in Hong Kong.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It has been processed through the Hong Kong facility 10 days ago. So I don't know when it's getting here, but when it does, and I will share it here, I'm sure, but we'll also make that video because it'll make your life easier. Anyway, if you don't know about vaping, vaping has grown to be such a thing now that there are kind of two different subcategories. There's e-cigarettes or electronic cigarettes. Those tend to be the ones that come in cartridges, that you buy the blue cigarettes, the ones that you can buy at Walmart. Some of them you can buy at gas stations that have a tank that kind of looks like this, that's refillable with gas station liquid. What? Like gasoline.
50 cents
Fine.
in the men's restroom.
Yeah. Things have taken a dark turn this morning on Marco Men's Breakfast Club. This is anything that's really, by the time that you get to a device where you can fill it with your own liquid, that the name kind of changes within the vaping community, and people are calling those personal vaporizers. Some people call them vape pens. The whole
Wait,
idea.
now, hold on. Some of those personal vaporizers
are
for herbs.
Right. Those are tobacco products. Yeah.
And non-tobacco products.
Right. I mean, they burn. They are.
They're like little handheld hookahs.
Right.
They raise the temperature of an organic material to the smoldering point, but not to the combustion point.
Right.
And so there are people now. One of the big advocates for that is Whoopi Goldberg, who uses her vaporizer to consume marijuana.
Yeah.
She's got
It's different than
medical conditions.
Sure. It's different than that. It doesn't. There's nothing being combusted, and it's a liquid. So all of the mechanics, whether it's an e-cig or a vaporizer, vape pen, whatever you want to call it, is the same. There's a metal coil that has some sort of cotton, some sort of wicking material around it. When you press the button, it runs an electrical current through the wire. The wire heats up, and it vaporizes the liquid that's around that material.
Doesn't burn it unless you run the voltage or the wattage way up.
Crazy
at which
guy.
point it can actually.
Right.
It'll taste awful.
There's a lot of fear mongering about it. There's a lot of misinformation. There are tests. There was a recent study that showed formaldehyde levels on level with cigarettes, or sometimes even higher than cigarettes. That's true. What they didn't make clear in the results is that what they were doing is they were running it at such a high voltage. They were running it at a voltage that none of these things support. So it would be like you being surprised if you plugged your toaster into the sun, and when it explodes, your conclusion is if you plug in your toaster, it's going to explode. That's the sort of conclusion that they said. So they said, look, if you run this thing up to a point that nobody would be able to vape it, as soon as it goes above a certain threshold, you're going to get a dry hit. And that happens when you basically just start burning cotton or burning the wick because there's not enough liquid there. So if you have it too high, it's going to automatically give you just a terrible, terrible taste in your mouth. It's not sustainable.
Remember when we were making our wicks out of the
Tea bag.
the little pyramid tea bags, and how awful that was if they ever dried out. Oh, that was 4 years ago or so.
Yeah, 5. So I just want to show you what it is in case you don't know about e-cigs. The liquid is a mix of propylene glycol, which the news will report is antifreeze. It is a component in antifreeze, and it is an anti-freezing chemical because its freezing point is lower than the freezing point of water. So it is not antifreeze. They're not taking antifreeze off of the shelf and pouring it into these e-cigs, but it is a
It's a pharmaceutical product, right?
It's something that you consume every single day. Propylene glycol is in a lot of lipsticks. It's in a lot of things that kind of have a greasy texture that you consume or that you use. It's also used in inhalers, in nebulizers for people with asthma. It's used a lot. And then the second ingredient in here is vegetable glycerin. Vegetable glycerin is in icing. It's in all sorts of food grade stuff. They give propylene glycol to cows. I mean, it's
all right. But okay, devil's advocate here, though. I don't smoke icing, right? I don't take vegetable stuff that is given to cows and smoke it, right? So here you are taking this, you're heating it up, You're vaporizing it. Aren't you smoking it?
No.
And the difference is what?
Well,
The difference is you're basically heating, warming, and atomizing,
right.
as opposed to burning
Right.
and combusting, right? So the chemicals are not consumed or combusted in heat.
Right.
They are atomized, broken into little particles that then become vapor.
Right. So
Particles that
the best argument
fire
the best argument
alarms.
for e-cigs is as a harm reduction tool, that people that are smoking, and in particular smoking cigarettes that have a strong cigarette addiction, if they use the e-cig to break that addiction, even if the absolute worst of all of the scientific findings is true, it's still at the worst 100 times less harmful than cigarettes to your body. Cigarettes have over, I think it's over like 2,000, 2,500 different chemicals in it. Nicotine by itself is not addictive, but nicotine, when combusted and mixed with some of the other chemicals in tobacco, becomes addictive. So there's all sorts of problems with it. But the reason why I want to bring this up right now is there's a video that's kind of gone viral over the last couple of weeks of a guy who has Parkinson's plus, and I don't know the difference between that and just Parkinson's disease. But from the video, he cannot eat or drink anything. He has a food pump, a food bag that goes directly into his stomach, that his body, his esophagus can't separate liquid, and so if he drinks anything, he said even his own saliva, that's one of the leading causes of people of death with people with this, is the body, sometimes the liquid will go into the lungs versus being shot down to the stomach. And he made this video where he's just over the moon that he's discovered vaping, because for the first time in 2 years he's able to taste flavors.
Oh wow!
Because the thing that's incredible about this e-juice is, or vape juice, is you can buy it, you can make it yourself. It uses the third ingredient is nicotine. The fourth ingredient is food flavoring.
And it does not have to contain nicotine.
No.
You can buy from many sources
Right.
the exact same e-juice
With no nicotine.
with no nicotine or varying strengths of nicotine.
And so it's got flavoring, and so
Pardon me as I...
please, this is a peppermint mocha. It was a Christmas blend, basically, and it's just like tobacco blends. There are businesses. I don't know what you're trying to do.
Just like with my pipe, I don't inhale.
Uh-huh.
I'm a pipe smoker, right? I don't inhale. So I was showing, I'm breathing in and out through my nose. For people that are curious
Right.
whether or not they inhale, breathe in and out a little bit and see if any smoke or vaping or vapor is being released from your
When
nose.
I vape, I don't inhale. You can retrohale with it.
Right.
You can blow it out through your nose.
I do that.
But it comes in all different flavors. There are a lot of alcohol flavors. There's chocolate. There's chocolate cake. You can get bacon. There are a lot of people that mix very complex flavors. The price range is vast, so you can buy some that's really relatively inexpensive, and some that is, some juice that's pretty premium in price. But several of the people that have transferred into making juice were chefs in their former life, and so they know the complexities of building flavor.
The Vapor Chef.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see something that's called trout stream, it will taste like a trout stream.
Yeah.
Meat candy will taste like meat candy.
Yeah.
You know, for people that are on diets, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Again, do it without the nicotine and get yourself some strawberry cheesecake.
Yeah, and so that's what this guy has done. This guy, for the very first time in years, is able to eat. He's able to have flavors in his life that he hasn't been able to have, and that's got to be huge. So
because this video is delayed, maybe you've already seen that video he's describing. We'll obviously put a link to it in the description. You should check that video out. The other thing is, we mentioned being in Florida. Boca Raton has just passed a new ordinance, or they're talking about a new ordinance, right?
Proposed it. Yeah.
And what would that ordinance do?
I don't know. They're gonna
No.
limit the places that vaping is allowed, and there would be a $500 fine or up to 60 days in jail if you break that. I don't know the specifics of where. From the looks of it, it sounded like inside certain buildings and other places.
So I'm thinking a vape-in is being called for. We should all just go to those places, and a little civil disobedience should just go and vape.
Yeah, I mean,
And we
when-
won't tell anybody, but none of us will have any nicotine in our vapor.
there
Right?
you go.
See, and then
When e-cigs launched several years ago, when they kind of hit the scene, one of the big selling points is there's no smell, there's no lingering smell, and the vapor dissipates immediately. And that was true. No longer true because the vapor production has ramped up. There are people that call themselves cloud chasers. There's stuff you can buy without having to build your own coils, without having to do stuff that you blow out a billow of a cloud. I mean, it's crazy. So, anyway, I thought that was cool. That's cool new reason to support vaping for people that need some flavor in their life.
so your mod, the one I have coming is a 30 watt.
Yep, that's a 20.
And this is a 20. I'm looking forward to my new mod. Now my current MVP2 is pretty cool because it's got a USB port on the bottom. I can charge my cell phone, my iPad, things like that directly from, and have a couple times while traveling across the Midwest. I'm with one of my bro workers who didn't have a USB charger in his car.
Yeah.
And so a couple times on that trip I had to use my e-cig to charge my phone, which I thought was kind of slick. I don't think the new one is going to have that.
No, it doesn't. Another tip, and then we'll head out. I wouldn't recommend leaving these in your car during the winter. If you have
They're made of antifreeze.
If you have any type, they don't freeze. They do gunk up a little bit. They'll kind of get
The viscosity
less.
changes.
Yeah. But what'll happen is it actually causes leaking because of the viscosity change.
the
It
seals will
pushes
break
it
too.
out, and it'll leak around the bottom. So most of the tanks will leak, even the ones that are the best made. It's a good tank. Doesn't leak under normal conditions, but if I leave it in my car, it'll have pushed some of the juice out.
So, there you go. It's a different topic. I know we've talked about vaping before, and we'll talk about it again. We'll talk about it again at some point.
Lots more vooping.
I think we're done talking about
Oh,
vaping.
good.
No,
I was nervous.
more vaping. Again, available March 1st in Houston. Contact Kyle, Ghostly Smoker. We'll put a link.
Hollywood Homer on
We'll
Instagram.
put a link.
I bet that Hollywood Homer on Instagram has lots of pictures of food.
Probably so.
If you start putting your food in a dish,
my
in a-
kibbles
in
and
a-
bits, huh?
yeah.
Oh, you all have a great week, and we'll see you again next week.
Later, guys.